Hey guys, this is Gimmick. Welcome back to another Touhou Lost Bunch of Legend playthrough. Sorry it's kind of been a while, real life stuff has sort of gotten in the way, but we also haven't had any updates for quite a long time, so I mean that's nice because it means this is still relevant with the previous set. There's no new cards or anything to go over, but yeah, the devs have taken a well-needed break I think from this game. It has been quite a lot of dev time working on this game, and it's one of those, if you don't want to play it as often anymore as well, it can be hard to keep up with all the everybody's all balance changes and stuff. There's a lot of gameplay discussion logic stuff going on that it can get exhausting, I would say. So we are going to go with Reimu B this time round. Reimu's white half is a bit more barrier focused. Her default exhibit does give you barrier if you don't spend all of your mana during the turn. Usually you want to spend all your mana, but sometimes you can't depending on your card costs, and other times you actually use that barrier so you don't take damage during the turn. I do tend to find if I exhibit swap from this one, for the blank card runs, in general, Reimu should do quite well for that. But, well, not with a toolbox. I mean, honestly, a toolbox this early is probably fine, but I want to have the triple white mana. Like, there are a couple of cards in particular that cost 3 white that are incredible to pick up here. It looks like we're going to be very heavily investing in the Ying-Yang room stuff to start off with, or the orbs to start off with, which is going to be really good. Balanced Orbs is one of the best cards in her entire arsenal, in my opinion. So that's an excellent one to see early, especially when you upgrade it, it just becomes absolutely insane. So yeah, looking forward to that. Let's just move on and go through our default lines and stuff here. Not really much has changed about the start here. This is one where we are actually not going to spend all of our mana because we would take damage otherwise. We haven't drawn enough defense. The main gimmick from Reimu stuff, if you have barrier, then you can do bonus effects on a couple of her attacks. That's Duplex Barrier does it twice. The Binding Border puts vulnerable on the enemy, which is pretty good. And then Barrier Slam is the other one that can come up that will give you additional damage based on how much barrier that you have. So that also does very well with vulnerable in its own right. Otherwise, White Reimu is a jack-of-all-trades style character in my humble opinion. She kind of does basically whatever you would want her to do, which is pretty good. I think we can take our time a little bit with it here. Yeah, she's going to get powered up next turn, but I think I'd rather just allow the attacks to land properly here, especially because now we get to do this one. So we hit for 24. This is the main way that Reimu does damage in the early game, and you can see we actually can't spend all of our mana here anyway. We could get block, but block does nothing when they're not attacking, so, you know, why would we want to do that? So we just finish this off here. We didn't use the orbs this time, but the Ying-Yang Orbs do damage and give you barriers, so there's persistent block if you use those. Oh, that's a really interesting opening set. I would ideally like all of these. I think we take Trace on because it's the most interesting out of all of them, and it's also a rare, so you don't get it quite as often. But Wandering Heaven is absurd. Being able to, when you upgrade this, it upgrades every card in your hand when you use it. Free Gods is really strong for getting some extra temp firepower and such, and when you upgraded it only costs 1, it doesn't cost a red mana. But Trace On I think is what we want here. If we upgrade Trace On, you can get 4 and 5 cost cards as well, which definitely can help. Also, it technically doesn't cost anything except a card activation. That does come up sometimes, but for the most part it's not really that big of a deal. I don't really think I can use any of these to any use, any like significant power or whatever. There's not really much I could do with them, so we will just leave it at that. Upgraded Duplex Barrier only costs 1 white mana, and that is like a very, very quick must upgrade type of thing. But when we can't do that, we just have to make do. The other thing about Ying-Yang Orbs is they are accurate, which is a very helpful trait to have, obviously. With this being as is, I mean, 2 white mana is annoying for Duplex Barrier. It kind of stops your other attacks being as usable, but it's fine. We can still do everything. We're going to trace on anyway, just because you can sometimes get some really fun stuff off of this. Divine Favor is the newest thing that Reimu has that's supposed to work with orbs. It is like spirit and firepower at the same time, but it goes away whenever you play an attack or defense card. But if you do an attack that also gives you block, then you get both parts of it, and it's actually pretty good. Unfortunately, I mean, it's actually really strong here. So the reason it's good with Reimu as well is because it works with multi-hits. So yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately we're not using the orb with it, but we have Duplex Barrier in hand, so we are completely fine with that. Two good cards here. I personally don't like Barrier Slam, but I can see, like, it's a really good card to generate if you're in a barrier heavy setup, but it takes a lot to get that working, so I'm not really a super huge fan of that. Maiden's Waltz is really strong and is like almost an instant pick no matter what. You do need to upgrade it, becomes a hybrid cost up here, but Draw Free is one of Reimu's traits, is that she draws a bunch of cards if you wanted to, so we're definitely picking this up. Celestial Flight, I just want to note, is a really good card as well. It tends to need the upgrade or Tactical Conductor in order to make it like cost efficient. But gaining extra mana, especially gaining rainbow mana, is really good, because that mana can fuel all of the exhibits that are like pay X amount of colored mana, etc. Sorry for the t-shirt lover in the audience, but we're still not taking it. It is not good. Right, so we're going to upgrade Maiden's Waltz first. And I think, honestly, we've kind of got an upgrade path for the entire chapter sort of planned out, or the entire act planned out here. I'm going to fight Koishi. Koishi did get a buff in one of the more recent patches as far as her boss fight goes. She's more predictable than she used to be, but she just hits harder, so that's worth noting. But I also want to note that green color Reimu stuff is very, very good for the orbs, so we are definitely going after that no matter what. Black Lotus is an insane exhibit to give here. Thank you, Kagero. First turn, we get 2 black mana alongside the rest of our stuff, so we can pay for more cards, which is always good. Oh, Marble Phantasm's interesting here. The other two, not so much, but Phantasm's pretty cool because you can get some very interesting random stuff off of that. We're gonna take it, and I'm actually going to spend 4 to cast that. That gives us access to Edge of Fantasy, is kind of cool, but we don't really have enough stuff for that right now. This would give us full block for the turn, so that seems pretty strong. And also, she attacks twice. It's going to do 18 counterattack. Oh, 12 counterattack damage here at 6 static. So that's kind of cool. And we'll just use the rest of it to swing at you. So not the best spending of the stuff there, I don't think, but it's still kind of neat. It's interesting to see the way that synergy cards interact with the other stuff here. A little bit of a shame to have drawn this. I would have liked to have drawn it off of Maiden's Waltz, but that's fine. We'll use this, we'll gain our upgrades here. This will be useful for later on in the bout. And we'll go... We really want to take out the Trickster first because of the Firepower Spirit stuff that it can do. You didn't attack this turn, which is a little spooky. We're on Firepower down, okay. So this is a defensive turn for sure. So we'll just gain what we can. There is no point in using the 1 mana here because we've got Firepower down, we don't take damage. So, or we don't deal damage with it, so no point there. See what we can get. Divine Favor is probably good here. We're on Spirit down this turn, so we are... Yeah, Divine Favor is probably going to be the thing then. So we'll use that, we'll gain a bit more power, and we will block with the other 2. So we are still going to take some... We're going to take some poison damage here, which is annoying, but... Yeah, really the big problem is that she's just kind of... it's not lighting up very well. Is the way that I'm thinking on it. I think what I want to do here, actually, I can't afford to cast this because I'm only on 4 mana. Is there any... There's no way that I can actually damage her here. This is pretty annoying, not gonna lie. We're on 10 health left? Like, I don't really think there's a way that I can deal with that. Yeah, this is kind of irritating. I can't afford to bomb, but I also don't know how... Like, I'm drawing... Am I drawing enough damage next turn? I think so. She gets like, I think she gets 2 grays. If I have to bomb, I have to bomb. But we're gonna try and not, right? So we'll gain a little bit of barrier. She gets a grays here. The reason I took the... Oh, she gets 3 grays. Yeah, no, I have to bomb. There's not enough mana. That's really annoying. Because if she leaves with all of our money, then I'm not going to be very happy. So yeah, this fight just went really badly because it didn't draw the stuff in the right order, I suppose. Very, very silly. It doesn't normally go that badly, so I don't know. I think what happened is that she kept debuffing power, right? It's like she debuffed firepower 2 out of 3 turns there. Is just, it's kind of gross. Anyway, this was the reason to trace on. You always want to trace on if you can, because sometimes you can get some really beneficial cheap stuff like, you know, gain some money, and we already had lethal otherwise. Totally fine with that. So, we could have had one that gained life as well. These are also pretty good cards. Edge of Fantasy is a very strong card to have with the Ying-Yang Orbs. We need a way of generating them, like, reliably. But I think as a speculative pick, it is really good. We're getting a lot of rares off of these too. Bat Incarnation is super strong, and definitely when upgraded, it's like 5 grays that you get, which is crazy good. Does cost a lot of mana for Act 1, however, but it also just blanks certain turns. Like, it blanks Koishi's entire first turn. I'm going to take the Bat Incarnation. It is a really solid card, so we will work with that. Now, the problem is we have like 4 cards that I want to upgrade here. Oh, technically 3. Trace On is worth upgrading, but I think it is going to be Balance Orbs first. So we'll use that one. It's Aya. I'm not sure how we actually beat Aya here, I'll be totally honest, but we'll probably find something. Is Divine Favor gonna do me any good here? Not likely, but it's the best out of the 3, so we'll give it a go. Bat Incarnation is good. It's very good that this got upgraded. That might be our ticket to winning this fight here. So we have 6 to play with. So we do swing, swing, sake there, and we still get stuck. Right, okay. Let's do that. Because we have rainbows to use this with. So we do that. That gets rid of her grays this turn. On Lunatic, she has 2 grays, which is really annoying. But, you know, sucks to suck, I suppose. And then here, 17 twice. Normally, this is where you would save the bomb for, but we had to use it in the previous fight. Otherwise, we lose all of our money and everything. So, the other thing that if you have managed to get reliable generation already is Aya is pretty vulnerable to accurate attacks, right? That's the whole point. And the Ying-Yang Orbs are accurate. By the way, since we upgraded it, and they now cost 1 less, so we can play more stuff alongside them. That is the idea. So we could actually swing 16 and 15 here and still have just enough barrier to make it work. The only problem with that is we wouldn't have any defense afterwards. I think we can still do this though, but I sort of want to save them for the the problem with Bat Incarnation is that it costs too much, right? For combining with these, I think we have to just like fire them now. So we do that, hit there, and then block with the other bit. Because I want to preserve barrier, because otherwise Duplex doesn't hit twice. And if Duplex isn't hitting twice, I don't think this fight is winnable. Not really much of a turn to do here. We just hit for 12. Gets rid of one of the papers as well, at least, which is good. But now, yeah, we have to hope, I suppose, that we can find something useful. It's not really that useful, I will be totally honest with you. I guess this is the best thing we have here, but it's not likely to be able to come up here. So we'll draw, get our upgrades. Yeah, not really a lot. We're gonna take some damage here, that's just unavoidable. So I guess the question would be... probably not using the attacks. We probably just get rid of the papers, so we don't draw them again in the next set. So we're taking 12, a little bit annoying. I probably could have taken less than that. I mean, I could have bombed and taken less than that, but I just don't think that's a good idea here. Faithful Meditation is sort of what I was looking for before, but if I play that, I don't have a lot to do alongside it. How much is she doing? 10 by 2? It's not great, I'll be honest. Sort of weird, the way this is set. I think Cleansing Ritual is actually the play here. See, now you can see the problem though, is I don't have Barrier. So I have to just like basic block here, get my Barrier back. And now she's gonna fully complete the paper. This is the problem with the Aya fight. It just it's so irritating to like break through. The bomb is definitely gonna help if I have to use it, but I really want to save it because I just don't know if I can beat the rest of the act if I don't have it. Okay, well here it's not even the right one because we are. I messed up because we are on the accurate turn, but it's okay because this means we graze the next turn. I mean, it's still not good, but maybe we get something for it here. Not really. It's too much mana to play. Okay, but I think this will work. Right, we go there. Oh well, we get the spirit down thing, that's not so great, but that's fine. We go 1 hits, and yeah, since we don't have barrier anymore, this will only do 15, but we just need to get enough attacks to get through the graze for the rest of this. Yeah, Aya can sometimes just like hard wall you if you're not, if you don't draw the right stuff, but we have drawn just enough here to make it work. So we took a bit of damage, and it is a very, very protracted fight. It's way longer than I would normally take, but we just didn't have the stuff for it, really. Half the time you do tend to get the Tengu exhibits off of her, but not always. It's interesting. I don't think I want any of these. Spellcard Duel is interesting if you have a firepower setup, but we just don't at the moment. Dimensional Point Rift is a cool card, but we just don't really have a lot to do with it yet. Maybe if we had like a Hakare Temple Fair, or one that gives like temporary firepower, the Sakura sword thing, then maybe, but we don't at the moment, so it's just gonna have to get left. Really not a lot of money for this run so far either. I guess I'll just forsake the events this time around, although we don't have AoE, so this is probably a bad idea. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this one. We'll have to see. Oh well, we've got a lot of grays, we've got the firepower, so let's just pierce through most of that. Yeah, because doing 2 fights, we haven't got AoE, and the other 2 fights rely on that trait. So this might not end well. Evil Exterminate's a pretty reasonable card, like being able to play an attack twice here is quite solid, so we'll gain our barrier as well, because she is doing an ungrazable attack here. Very painful, to be honest, considering our current spot, but that's fine. We'll just gain all of our barrier now. Gets rid of the wolf fur as well, is quite useful. And see what we get. I mean, temporary firepower with the multi-hits is always a strong combination. Yeah, this seems pretty good. That's lethal. I think we had lethal anyway because of this, but still, it's nice to be able to draw another move. Orb of Duality, really good, because it just generates the Ying-Yang Orbs. You do need to upgrade it, but when you do, it costs 1, and that is awesome. Really, really like that one. We are drawing Trace on a lot at the start of these, which is pretty good. We get to do some intriguing looking things at the very least. Free Fly gives us more mana every turn, which is not bad. But it is expensive to like cast here. Strengthen Body is probably fine. We'll Waltz. That's pretty good. Get that one, because now we have the accurate part going. And we can go... we can go... hit these two. And we will gain more block if we do that. So we'll still have defense available. Which is not bad. So we've got 2 targets available now. I mean, at least we didn't come across the Yin-Yangs. I think, oh, not the Yin-Yangs, the Kadamas. I think they would be a little bit more annoying here. This, I think, is just a full Graze turn plus swing with the Orb to generate another Yin-Yang. And we'll save that Yin-Yang for when they go Graze mode again here. Wow, they are just all in on the attacks, huh? I mean, you do you, I suppose. Oh, that's a really good one to draw. Right, Trace on. So you can see how, like, Trace on sort of works out for stuff here. You can see how it, like, sets itself up. It's pretty cool. I think this might actually be the take here. Because we've got 15 twice on this guy. Which is fine. We use this one to get our 15 damage next turn, and then we can just go shoot here. And this might be a good fight to stall until we can get rid of the wolf fur here. Because, yeah, there's a decent amount of damage out on it, but it's not that scary. So I think we just wait. Like, yes, I could have killed him this turn, but I want to exile the Wolfer and get rid of it out of our deck. That's the goal here. So we will try and draw into it. We do get it, so then we can do that, and then finish it off with the duplex. So yeah, technically we could have killed faster, but that was more useful overall. Hard X-Up Slash is like an interesting card. I don't tend to use it very often, but it is sort of neat. Fist of the Hakurai is good, but not like... we don't have firepower set up at the moment, so I'm going to skip that. Would have been a good attack if we still had to fight Aya, but we don't, so whatever. Let's see what our shop has. Anything interesting? The bow is pretty good, but if we get the bow, then we can't afford a card upgrade as well, and we really need a card upgrade here. So, unfortunately, I don't think these are going to get picked up, which is a shame. But we do need that. We're one short. That is depressing. It's really, really shameful. We could just pick up another Orb of Duality, I suppose. It's kind of relying on, like, getting a synergy with Yin-Yangs later on, but that's not the end of the world. It would mean that we don't upgrade that, though. At any point here. No, we'll take it. Take that, take the flashlight, because the weaken alongside the bombs weaken could be really good. I was thinking about taking Pagoda because of the potential for like this fight. But I think we will be fine. I could just set the graze up here, because then we're grazing this attack and we're grazing Luna's next attack. That seems pretty good. Also, yeah, this is a hybrid cast, so we can use white or... white or the red mana for it, which is pretty good. Yeah, so we'll swing. We want to keep these because next turn, because of Luna, they're going to have Barrier and Graze. So we really want to make sure that we can just take out Star. The reason I'm targeting Star is because she hits twice, and her lock-on is pretty annoying, but if we're grazing this move anyway, then I'm not really too worried about it, you know? Yeah, really wish I could have upgraded this by now. This might be the upgrade for the boss fight, actually. So we do 9. That puts this down to 19. It's 9 plus 13 twice. Should one of them gets eaten by the Greys, so it's 9 plus 13 plus a 6. That does take her out. So we will do that. Oh, except it used 2 white mana. This is why auto stuff is really annoying. Whoops. Okay, well, it's luckily for me we have 2 1-cost ones here, so we can still win with that, which is fine. It just means I don't have any, like, I have 1 less orb than I should have here. But okay, we'll live with that. Right, Trace on. What do you got? Evil Exterminate seems pretty good, so we'll take that. We'll gain our... Oh, that's really good. Get the upgrade there. I think that's what I want to hit with this. So what I should do is use the orb first. We'll target Luna, because Luna's debuffing is mana down, which is really annoying. And then we will swing using this. Generate 2 Ying-Yang Orbs. Does a little bit more damage as well, which is pretty good. And the last one will be that, because 5 block is better than 3 barrier. That is the thing. Okay, so now the cool thing is we can just... Oh wow, we can get this too. Yeah, we'll take that. The cool thing now is that we can just defeat Luna using duplex barrier. So we have her beaten, and we can start using some of these orbs. You want to make sure you don't retain too many orbs in hand, because they do kind of clog stuff up a bit. Got to be a little careful about that. Yeah, this is why I wanted rid of Luna, because she gets mana drain on you, which is really annoying. So we'll just do that, and that. Do take a tiny bit there, but we've already got enough barrier that it doesn't really matter, and that's what the power of the Ying-Yang Orbs are. It's like it... They don't look too like powerful at first, but they add up very quickly, which is very fun. So yeah, pretty good start. What we really want here now, Wolf Tengu Shield is like okay, but I keep forgetting that I have it and I just don't play the defense cards first. It's not part of my thing here. Starfalling is an interesting card. Like it costs 2. But you draw and gain some Divine Favor. It's interesting, but it's not really what I want here. So we will just move on, and we will upgrade the Duplex. Because I am keeping that card, because we've got enough barrier generation at this point that I can take advantage of it. So, it's the 2-cost one, that's unfortunate. So, Koishi starts at 7 by 3, so starting off at 21 damage is a little bit spooky. But I think, honestly, I think I'm just gonna bomb turn 1 here. Like, it seems a bit wasteful, but when you look at what it puts it down to, it means that we can just do this. I should have used one of them first. This is exactly what I mean. I am very bad at playing with the Tengu Shield. I should have used one of those before I bombed, because I missed out on 2 damage. It's like, oh no, firepower missed out, I guess, but like... Yeah, I missed out on 2 damage because I did things in the wrong order. I'm just very bad at that. Yeah, what we want now is Faithful Meditation would be the optimal thing to find, but you know, we'll see. So thinking of just going here and then set up the Tengu Shield. Like I could, or I could save the mana and just get more barrier. It's 2 firepower. I think we save it. Yeah, so she's gonna get some defense, and then I believe the one that goes with this is, yeah, double defense, so she gets block and barrier here. So just making things take a bit more time, but that's okay. Yin-Yang Confluence is just such a bad card. I've never understood why that's here, but whatever. We'll go for the Sake Offering. We will Maiden's Waltz. Upgrade those. That's a really good hit to get upgraded there. And this one did not get upgraded because the card we drew was actually the Flashlight. The reason we have this is because of Replenish, but this did not get drawn by Maiden's Waltz, so it doesn't get upgraded. Very weird. I kind of don't know if I like that, but hey, it do be that way. So I think what we want to do here is use the orb so that we get both sides of the thing. We get extra barrier out of that, and then we'll just have these ones set for future stuff. Otherwise, yeah, she's gotten some firepower procs pretty early. That doesn't always happen, but I think we'll still be okay with it. So we are sitting on 16 at the moment, which means I will actually take damage if I don't use the orbs. So I suppose that's probably got to be the case. I think I still want to... I don't normally like this card, but I think given the random generation part, I still do want to take it here. And we could go ahead and take a defense. That seems reasonable. She does have an attack that hits like 3 times, so taking Servant Lightning Strike is not the worst. Most of our attack cards are pretty cheap, so I don't think Fleeting Fantasy is the way to go. So now we have 2 extra Spirit, which means that if we throw one of these at her, then we will still have enough defense to survive this turn. Like, exactly. And we have Barrier Generation in hand, so it's not too bad that we have gone to 0 on it here. Yeah, gaining the 2 Spirit I think is pretty powerful overall for this. Let's go Maiden's Waltz. Oh, upgrade to Trace-On is pretty good. So now we can get 4 or 5 cost stuff as well. We can't use these here, so it's not that useful for this turn. But just thinking, what would we want out of these? What are we likely to play? Any of them? Heart Excerpt Slash is probably the most likely one to see play here, I'll be honest. Because I don't even know if that's what we play though, because we need to defend against 28 damage here. That is a heck of a lot, I will say. So. To do that, I think we need to really think about that, actually. I don't think we can play Duplex this turn. So we play that and hit there. And so we still get to keep some barrier. Sometimes you just don't get to play this stuff with Trace on, especially if you don't have enough mana. She has really gone ham on these fire power-ups, good lord. Well, it's fine. This is what we bought the flashlight for, weaken her back down. Now we get this, so she's going to take 18 damage in return here, which is pretty good. Generate another Ying-Yang Orb. And, yeah, well, she gets some defense this turn. Yeah, it just seems that she's gotten way more firepower. She can do Graze and stuff like that as well. She just has chosen not to so far, which is interesting. Crimson Energy Release is a bit expensive. It would gain 22 between block and barrier. That's like, okay. Yeah, it's expensive, but it does get us to full block still. So we'll do that plus Duplex here. And yeah, the point is, every time she uses a spell card, she gains more power to her intentions. So you do have to kind of take her out relatively quickly. Like next time when she's got free Hidden Intent here, or free Unpredictable, she'll gain 2 Grays every time instead of just 1. So yeah, that's the general gimmick here. Right, so taking 19, that's not really too bad. We could just chuck orbs at her and be fine with that. So we'll do that. We'll chuck this one. Chuck the orb first to get rid of her graze. I think we'll keep some of our barrier here. I should have done that first. Again, playing in the wrong order because I don't like playing defense until I know that I've got the mana for the attacks that I want, so I just don't think of it in the right order. It's, truth be told, it's a bit of a problem. Like, I'm just not very good at, like, utilizing it properly. Yeah, I think we just burn one of the orbs here. Swing for the 30, so we're almost through. is just a defense gain this time, which is good. Although you can see, again, her numbers are going up very slightly with this as well, so once again, we do have to be quick about it. 32 block is a lot. Yeah, I think we'll just do it that way. Yeah, when it's upgraded, it does 8 static each time, so she'll take 16 off of this. And then I think next turn, hopefully, we should just be able to... Oh, maybe not with the accurate. Oh, the greys there. They had 2 greys on it. That's a pretty good card. This, normally you wouldn't take this, but it's 20 damage accurate. Actually just kind of, well, 21 with the firepower. Actually just kind of wins the fight here, so yeah. Omen Amulet, pretty good in the right spot. Well, that certainly took a lot longer than I would have liked, and we didn't get the green, we got the black one. Black mana is still, like, reasonable for Reimu, but it's not as good. Yeah, do I want Koishi's cards is the thing. I think the answer is no on that front. We'll take the plate, because the Vivid thingy gives you random mana, and I don't really like the idea of that right now. So we'll take this. Not quite so good as far as the res go here. Hakurei's Evilest Orbs is really good if you've got a ton of draw cards. And it does count as an Ying-Yang Orb if you play, because the other best card you can have for AoE stuff is Secret Orbs. It does count as an inbuilt Yin-Yang, so you get to play that card for 1 cheaper initially. Is it good enough to pick up here, though? That's the question. Crossing the border is not that amazing, but it does give us access to the Balanced Orbs again, which is pretty good. If you upgrade it, it only costs 1, 2. I think I'll take Crossing. And do we prepare anything here? It'd probably only be the Orb, to be honest. Do I need to prep that, is the question. I think, you know what, I think so, because I think we've got too many other things I need to upgrade first here. Megumu, potentially blue mana by the end of this, huh? Yeah, we have enough money to go shop direction, so let's do that. Right, so yeah, getting a quick upgrade on this is potentially really good. We'll see. We do get Trace On upgrade as well. So yeah, Secret Orbs is here. This is a really strong card to get access to. Being able to like play, if you play a bunch of orbs down, you get to play this for cheaper. We are going to want that at some point. The question is, what do we want now? Given the nature of this opening turn, I think Duplex Barrier might be the pick here. Because yeah, it's expensive, but we have extra mana on turn 1. I think that makes sense. Unfortunately, it does keep Ethereal when it's in the exile pool as well, so crossing the border, not very good to recycle it here. So we're just going to instead spend on attacks here, whilst we have the extra firepower. So we pretty well defend against turn 1. Turn 2 is the potentially tough one, but Bat Incarnation kind of just solves it for us, so that's really good. And 14 versus... No, we can just do the 11. Do the 11, that gives us the extra barrier as well. Seems pretty good. Yeah, the thing with the Scout one is that it doesn't attack as often, so you can generally get away with some more interesting... like, you can get away with some more aggro plays against it, really. It's kind of neat. Right, so, yeah, we can play this for cheaper, get ourselves whatever orb. I suppose we will just get the one that increases power as it goes, but I think we might win anyway here, so it doesn't really matter which one we take. Duplex Barrier is really quite nice for dealing with the Riffraff. Purify the Land is an interesting card, because it's a bit speculative taking it at the moment. I kind of want to take Evil Sealing Circle just because it's AoE. We don't have any mass attacks yet. If we come across the Yachi event, we might be in a lot of trouble without this card. So I think we do take it. It's like one AoE attack. Sukuna. I was hoping for a different mana, but you know, I guess this will do. We'll get our upgrades. I have actually been sometimes picking the transform effect here as well, but that only tends to happen if I've already managed to card remove some of the other basics. And that only tends to happen if I get transform events or like devour history in the pool. Okay, so I think Secret Orbs is probably still worth taking turn 1 here. We've got this to reduce its cost down by 1. We want to take Wind and Thunder because it does 2 damage here, like damage in 2 ticks. And we'll hit there. So pretty good amount of opening damage here. The drowning thing could be sort of annoying. We will see. But I guess we could just like barrier around it. Well, we could, but then I don't have the tools to like do that and hit with Inclination here. Oh well. I suppose we just don't hit with the Orb of Thunder. That's fine. We'll keep it for next turn. I think we just win next turn with what we have in hand anyway, because we've got 27. So I'm just like, oh, I wish I could have played this too, but it really doesn't matter, because we just play it this turn, and we just win. Really what we're limited by is how much mana we can generate on a turn. I kind of wish we had access to that beforehand. I'm going to take Edge of Fantasy because when I upgrade this, which is going to happen probably just right here. Oh, the Amulet is really good. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff here. There's a lot that's worth talking about. Yeah, when I upgraded it cost 2, and being able to play any of the orbs and get extra block off of it as well just helps to not take damage, which is really good. Yeah, Free Guard's insane, as I mentioned before. The Hakurei Amulet is very important in case you go against Sanae. It's also really good against Tenchi, but we're playing Megumu here. She doesn't really play into that. But it's very, very good against Sanae in Act 3, so I probably do pick this up anyway. So it's that plus an upgrade, which means I can't really afford anything else out of the shop, but there's a lot of things that are worth noting. The Nest here is another AoE that will hit twice when you play enough orbs, which we could totally do. The temporary Firepower Spirit stuff can be very good if you have a couple of other synergy cards with it, one of which is triple red, mind you, so we can't play that, but you know. And again, card draw plus the ability to gain extra power or spirit is very strong for Yin-Yangs. But I think we just have to play the safer option here. I really do want to start card removing some of the things, but we did upgrade all the basics, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. It's just a bit awkward. Do I get rid of the Tengu Shield because I can't use it very well? That is a distinct possibility that I just ditch it here. You know what? It is a very good exhibit. I know a lot of people would probably get upset at me for doing that, but I will be completely honest with you, I don't make very good use of Wolf Tengu Shield. Oh, it's been a little bit since I've had to fight you. One very awkward lady to deal with. Well, at least this got upgraded, so we should be able to get some good stuff off of that. Balanced Orbs is really good to see turn 1. She limits you to playing only 3 cards per turn. That's the painful bit here, which makes it harder to take out the Rabbit Trickster naturally. So we do have to deal with them as quick as we can here. 39 is enough to get it. 36, do we hit 36 with anything? Not with any useful combinations, so yeah, we'll just swing with those. At least we get it down on turn 1. It's arguable which way around you want to approach this fight, but I always take the Trickster out first because she can tempt Firepower down on inappropriate turns and just make it very painful to deal with the Fox Yokai here. The Fox Yokai does Charm, so like that's one. I mean, okay, yeah, I actually sort of forgot, because it doesn't come up in the second fight. That's the one I'm used to seeing her on. Like the Act 3 fight, one amulet is not enough to work with against that one. But here, yeah, we can still play as many cards as we would want, because we didn't get caught by the charm stuff. So that's kind of cool. Anyway, get back our balanced orbs, and we will just throw a couple of these out, I guess. She'll try and charm you again in a couple of turns, maybe even next turn, but honestly, I think we just kind of win at that point, because we've set up too much defense. She can't handle it. Lucky break. We will take that, because then she can't charm us this turn either. Ha ha ha. Very, very silly the way that's working out. I think she does actually want to go for the attack again next turn, if I remember the intents right. Usually I don't have a second barrier for a second defense against it, so it's a bit hard to remember, but yeah. No, and then we just win with these. We do, but I want to see if Trace-On comes up. It does not, okay. There is still always that opportunity that Trace-On could give you something that gives you like tangible benefits, like, you know, oh yes please. Ying-Yang Rune is nuts. Yeah, you gotta pay one whole life whenever you use it, but it is absolutely bonkers for what we have here. Just want to show these off real quick. I'm not buying any because you have to pay 120 or trade in a different book exhibit, which I don't have. But the two that we'd have access to here, we can get mana for playing tool cards. Very good if you've got the tool box, because you'll have a lot of tools playing that way, but we do not, so we're not fussed about that one. And the First Aid Manual is a decent card, gives you the ability to play any Misfortune and Status cards. Normally the ones you're not allowed to play, you actually can, which is pretty good for getting rid of stuff that way. Very strong, I would imagine, in the request runs, right, when you've got an eviction order in the deck. So yeah, like I could see it coming up a lot more there. I'm actually going to upgrade Bat Incarnation first here, because it is 5 grays that you get from it. At 5 grays, that tends to bleed into future turns as well, and it ends up becoming a lot more potent as a result. Yeah, okay, let's see. We can Balanced Orb, and we do need to block a good amount here, so we will do that. And then we'll swing with our barrier. I'm actually not going to fire one of the Ying-Yang Orbs here, because Yomu does 2 grays for each of her first 2 attacks. You really do, kind of like with Aya, you want a bunch of grays to, accurate attacks to deal with her grays shenanigans. So yeah, I'm actually going to hold out just a little bit on some of these. Do I want to play that this turn? I kind of want to just swing with the orbs. Swing with the orbs? Swing with 2 orbs. Because we have extra firepower here, right? So we'll just swing with 2 orbs. She can't hit us this turn, and she can't hit us next turn either, because she only has 1 attack on this turn. So we will be fine. Ying-Yang Rune will cost us a life, but it gives us the ability to get temporary firepower and spirit off of our orbs. So every time we play one in the turn, we get a little bit more damage out, so that's pretty good. So the idea now is we just need more generation for them. But we've established a pretty good barrier setup at the very least. We did get hit by the lock-ons, which is annoying, but that's small, like a small sacrifice here. Although, we haven't really got a lot else going on this turn. Let's take that for the firepower and just swing here. If I have to use the spell next turn, then I will. Yeah, because we're taking a lot on our barrier there. This might just be a spell card turn. I think it is, looking at this hand. Okay. Bomb it is. It's not going to weaken her that much, because her base power isn't very high. The reason she does so much damage is because of the lock-on that she applies here, because her sword is very strong. What do we want? So we do want to defend, so it's because she's doing 36, so we do need to defend a little bit here. I think we have exactly enough that we don't get completely bodied by her here. So I think we just do damage this way. Now, if the fight is still going after the first spell card here, you're in a lot of trouble. Because, yeah, this is where it gets very dangerous now. She's done so much already there that it's hard to keep up. Skill counts cost 1 less, huh? I mean, that could be useful. If you use that, use the... yeah, that could be good. Let's go... 19... So I'm just trying to think how much have we got? We've got 19, 30, so 49, 11 is 60, it's not quite getting there. If I use this one, we can get the... where is it? We can get... oh, we could get Bat Incarnation and just, like, survive a bunch. But then we can't play this. I think that's fine. We don't need Descendant here, I don't think. So if we take Bat Incarnation and then use that to gain the firepower, this does now 20 twice. And she can't touch us this turn. Which means she can't put Lock on us, which means she gets a bit weaker. And also now this is not going to hit us either. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And then we have an accurate attack to finish things off. Nice. Okay, Secret Cloak, really good. Any cards that you have left in your hand at the end of the turn give you an extra block. Sometimes just lets you survive stuff that you otherwise were not going to. So, cool beans. Alright, 2 decent cards here. Fox Mask is one of the stronger mask ones, because it gives you spirit if you play 3 attacks in a turn, which the orbs are very good at generating, so that can be quite nice. The Lunar Fan means that you don't lose as much block at the end of turns, but most of my defense is barrier instead of block here, actually, so I think we will take the mask. There is a decent chance that I get to use that to good effect here, so yeah. Boo! Okay, I'm not going to be able to like remove a basic or anything on the next bit, but this is a double upgrade in, you know, double upgrade for almost no disadvantage. You've got to pay to remove the card, but since we're going to the shop anyway, I don't think that's really that bad. The one problem with it is you do get weakened when you draw the card. So, you know, we do have that to sort of look out for. But it is fine. We'll survive. We'll make it work no matter what. Alright, well, we don't have enough mana for that now, so I guess I should have saved the thing. I could have done it slightly differently, but whatever, who cares? It is totally fine. I should have gained an extra barrier there because I didn't need to use the orb that turn, but meh. Who cares? It's all good. Right, let's go get the orbs. Probably go ahead and just get Bat Incarnation back here. Although, I mean, I can't use it this turn because I'm Evil Sealing Circling this turn. So do I just get Balanced Orbs instead then? Just have more? Yeah, let's, you know what? We'll have more orbs. So we'll do that. We'll go here. We're already surviving this turn anyway, so that's not really much of a problem. And, yeah. The reason to take Incarnation there would have been to defend against a Gloomy Kappa when we take this out on the following turn, but that might not actually happen, so I think, yeah, we're probably, I mean, we have a lot of barrier anyway, we are probably fine as is. Yeah, let's just take it out, keep one of these around for next turn. And now, because we've taken out both of her thingies, we do get single target attacks with it now. It's what the Greys would be very good for, but we've already used that, so whatever. It's all good. Sure. Am I gonna use it? I don't know, maybe. That's the thing, maybe. Let's go... I mean, yeah, let's just use it. Because we are weakened this turn because of the previous thing. So it might just pay to defend here. We already have full blocks, so that's not a problem. So let's just hit the 6. I guess upgraded shoot and a Ying-Yang Orb do the same amount of damage, but this keeps an attack in hand for the following turn, so I'm okay with that. We don't need to use runes, so there's no point in costing ourselves a life here. Might as well just move on. Yeah, you can sort of see how, like, defensively the Fox Mask stacks up very well, so happy to see that. Don't really care about any of these though. Like, Cleansing Exorcism is something you want to generate. You don't really want to pick it up most of the time, unless you are playing with the Long Night request on. At that point, you probably do want to pick it up, but we are not, so we don't really care about that. Just remove that, so we don't have to worry there. Edge of Fantasy 2 is pretty good. Getting up to 6 block is, for every card exiled is very strong. I don't think I really want anything else in here though. The disposable amulet could also be good. Block toys is obviously too expensive. The lightsaber is like fun, but most of the time I don't get that much use out of it. It would be really good with AoE stuff, but we don't have that much of that. How many cards do I still need to upgrade out of this? Is there many? There's not really any that are desperate for an upgrade that don't already have one, thanks to Kogasa. Let's take another Edge of Fantasy then. Get that upgraded at the end of the stage, and then we'll have a very strong setup for the future. Oh, this is a pretty good one. I think we take Dichromatic here. So this, every time we gain block, or barrier, which happens when we do the Ying-Yang Orb stuff, we will get to do bonus damage. Fun stuff. Alright, so that means now we can do Sealing Circle, and we can do this. And you know, the fun thing is that it also counts if we gain barrier from our exhibit. So we just do 7 damage, and the Secret Cloak lets us do more. Dichromatic would be a really powerful card to get for this setup, to be honest with you. Would just be strong access, strong tool to access. Alright, so now we have full Grace for this turn. We don't have to worry about any of their attacks. She didn't put the what's his face, the Terminator drone out, so no accurate attack on turn 1 here to worry about. And this is where I wish we had drawn in a slightly different order, but you know, it's still fine. Edge of Fantasy, and then go crossing the border on this. I just kind of wish we'd already drawn Balanced Orbs, but we didn't, so it's fine. We'll full Graze this turn as well, and just get some extra damage with Dichromatic. We do lose a lot of our mana colors this turn, except we don't because of the amulet. I always forget about that. We also still have 1 Graze, so we're only taking a bit less damage this turn than we would have been. Alright, let's go Waltz. Get a little bit off of that, and Balanced Orbs. This will exile, give us Grace, we get a bit more off of that. And I think we want to just hit Notori here. So we gain Barrier, Knight gets some damage out, and gain Block because we exile a card, that gets some damage out. It's really good, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take her out unless we get lucky with the... We would have to get... Okay, so how would it work? We are gaining... I'm just trying to think which way around is better here. So we could do a flat 15, and if she gets hit by Dichromatic, then it's fine. Or we do 9, and we have to hit her with 2 or 3 procs of Dichromatic. It's a 50-50 versus needing a 66% shot. I think this is better. Ah, unlucky. That means she's going to put... what's his face? She's going to put Optical Camo on now, and repair a little bit. That is slightly irritating, but not that big of a deal. Ooh. Some intriguing stuff out of this one. let's go. It's gonna take a little bit, but I'm tempted to. I don't have a lot left if I go for that. I guess I'm surviving this turn no matter what. Let's take this. Normally I kind of wouldn't from this part, but I think it'll be okay. Then we'll gain block because we weren't guaranteed to hit her. So I think it was better to gain the block there, make sure that we could knock her out. Okay, so now every time that we exile a card, we get to access a needle, which does more damage and exiles itself, so we get more block off it. This is like the Giga combination, if you will, off it, because like now we swing with this, we get 2 off of that. This swings in, gets to exile, gets more damage off, and like ideally that's what you'd want. In a way, it's like they are very powerful. Also guaranteed spirit to start off too. Pretty good. I really want free fly, but that's an upgraded Yin-Yang rune. We have to take that first. Ying-Yang rune's a funny one because you don't need to upgrade it for it to be good, but if you do get an upgraded one, 3 temporary firepower and spirit instead of 2 is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Alright, what have you got for us? Because you did get upgraded by the plate to start with, is pretty good. I don't love these, but I think duplex barrier is like pretty reasonable considering we have the +2 here. So we want to go Edge of Fantasy to get an extra bit of block off it, and we go here, and we're not going to be able to hit with this turn, but that just means we get to get some extra block anyway. Right, so this fight's been nerfed quite heavily compared to the old style. She basically splits up all of her stuff now. So in the past, she used to get firepower from this bit. She now gets firepower from a separate section here. She also used to like throw a bunch of statuses at you all the time constantly. She now only does it at specific times, and she doesn't throw all the status cards at you all at once either. Like she used to throw 5 of them at you all the time. Now she throws like these 2, and a separate turn is when she throws the newspapers in. But she used to throw the papers and this at the same time. It was just kind of obnoxious. So glad they toned it down at least a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna generate the orbs, and then I'm gonna just block up here because I want to save it for this turn because she has 3 grays this turn. And yeah, you can see now instead of attacking again, she's doing the distribute newspapers thing this turn. So we will be completely okay. We have not used balanced orbs yet, so I don't want to use crossing the border just yet. I think I might want to use Maiden's Waltz though. Okay, not really anything too relevant off of it. Didn't get an upgrade either, but that's fine. I don't need to use that one, so I won't. No point in using the attack when it's not going to do anything. So yeah, now she puts them in, she gets firepower this turn as well, and goes in for her spell card. Which we don't want to play into if we can avoid it. You know, that's the obvious thing. So we'll go Orb. We gain 5 temporary firepower off of that, which is really good. So that can now hit. We have more than enough defense here, so we will just basic swing. Oh, also the other thing is the... what was the other thing? It's the... I think it's... Yeah, this is ethereal, so it doesn't go back into the deck at the end of the turn. This used to just have exile, and if you didn't pay it, it would clog up a drawer in your deck. No longer does that, so that's nice. I appreciate that. Right, we want to fire orbs so that we can multi-hit for a lot here. So we will do exactly that. We go here. So now our multi-hit does 28 twice. Which is really good. And I think I will get this back this turn. I can't use it this turn, but I want it back in rotation, and that seems like the best time to do it, so... I think the bomb is also worth using here as well. We are getting, because we're not playing with requests on, we do get the 100 power back every time anyway, so I do think it's worth just using it whilst I have a ton of firepower. And you can see, because of the Yin-Yang runes, look how much barrier we've got stacked up now. We should be relatively untouchable for the rest of this fight, which is where I want to be. So, happy to see that. We could get another Ying-Yang rune. Totally not overkill, right? Do I just get illusion? No, I actually think I do get the rune. Because I want the accurate attacks for next turn, so I believe this actually is better. As funny as it is to think on that. Cool thing with status cards, because they do exile themselves like the ethereal ones and whatnot, you actually do get some benefits with Edge of Fantasy for that, which is just fun. Like, this is actually a gain 6 block right now because of Edge, which I think is very interesting, and then how that works out. Yeah, so you see this time she's just throwing, she's doing a triple attack again rather than the status thing. Look at this, we get 21 block off of that because of our temporary stats. Absolutely ludicrous. The problem is we're sort of a little bit out of steam at this stage. We don't have that many orbs left. Like, we have these ones, which are cool, but we don't really have a lot more after this, so this could get quite rough if we don't... I mean, we could just get more Yin-Yang rune. Yeah, we're sort of just about out of, like, steam, is the worry. Maybe removing the Ying-Yang rune from, like, preparing the Ying-Yang Orb one away, or the duality. Maybe that wasn't the smartest play? I don't know. We have so much going this turn, though. I think we'll be fine. Like, we swing in. I think we even swing in with this one first. And then we go 40, and we go 40 twice. Because Trace on is a good effect. What can I say? We used like 4 Yin-Yang runes in that one. You see how easily, like how well they stack up. And that makes it very interesting for taking this. I think I will take the telescope. I have enough white mana at the moment. Taking the telescope seems like it makes sense because we get to access astrologies in the first turn. Blue mana is also really nice for... Well, there's a couple of decent things. Blue mana is really nice for the opportunity to get extra mana, and also it works very well with exile effects. So, Blue Reimu is probably overall the strongest one, but the others have very strong cards as well, so it's hard to say that for a fact. I like Fantasy Seal Silence. I don't think I want it here. Treasure Spear is just really fun though. Because if you can set this up, Treasure Spear gives you so much extra money. I'm gonna take it. I think it's worth it. Do we remove Evil Sealing Circle? That is the only thing I would want to remove out of this potentially. And it's solely because I think we can do better with the stuff that we have otherwise. The only reason not to, well, the reasons not to remove it is because we got some temp firepower stuff, which works well with it. And also, it is our only AoE. But I think we can get better AoE. I'm going to greed it. I think we can get better AoE. Oh, Remelia. Ooh. Card count limitations. Oof, this could be troublesome. We'll see. Oh, you're annoying as well, but it's only because of the fact that we can't do damage initially, and it takes a lot of mana to work with. Alright, let's see what we get out of Trace on. Oh, Secret Orbs is really good. Secret Orbs is really good, but it's so expensive to start off with. Like, I don't think I can play it reasonably here. I don't think I can play any of these reasonably, I'll be completely honest. Maybe Maiden's Waltz. So I guess I'll take that. We really want to see, yeah, the letters here. Especially on turn 1. It would be nice to draw into the Maiden's Waltz, but we'll save that for next turn. So we'll go here, and then we'll be eating some damage this turn, but we do need to simply survive that. Well, I mean, we're not taking that much. We got 6 extra block here. Yeah, we're taking 1. That's acceptable. Because the ethereal card goes away. So yeah, we only take 1. That's fine. Bat Incarnation is very powerful against the Lovesick Girl because she does tend to have a hard time actually dealing damage to you at that stage for a couple of turns. So yeah, we'll use it. I really want to use this, but I need to use another one of these. You don't have that many turns, so you've really got to get yourself set up and like be able to damage her very quickly. And we haven't quite gotten there yet, but it's happening sooner or later. Let's take another one back. There is a secret way you can end this one, and we might have to do that, but I'm hoping that we don't. If you overplay her cards, her love letters, then you can actually end the fight and get a tiny little exhibit off of that. But you don't get money for doing it, so it's a little bit rough. But it might have to be the case here. We're sort of running out of turns. I'll see how it looks next turn, because we are kind of getting dangerously close, and I've only been able to like pare her down. I've not been able to like do the damage bit yet. I'm not sure if we can realistically do, especially when like defending as well. I'm not sure how realistic it is to do 182 damage in 3 turns, including this one, but we'll give it a go. So I think I want to save these for next turn. We'll just shoot and duplex. Maybe we'll be fine. We got 2 turns. I don't think we're going to be able. I don't think we can draw the thingy again to the spear in order to get money off of her. So we're probably not getting that bit, but that's fine. Oh. Does Expanding Border just like do it for us here? If I use Expanding Border, I can hit 5 times. We could hit 5 with 7 damage each. If I use the orbs, then that goes to 4 each. It's probably the highest damage output I've got this turn. So that is... yeah, that's what we're going to take, I think. So we need to use these 2 on the orbs so that we can gain extra firepower. So now this is doing 12 damage each time. So we do that. That's a really good step towards finishing this off next turn. I think we can do it. Because we've got the bomb, we should be able to. Yeah, this is fine, I think. Because we generate an orb, and then we go hit, we go in for 18, and the orb that it generates gets us there. We don't have to use the bomb. Whew, okay. If we didn't win that turn, we would have had a misfortune put on us, and we wouldn't get rewards at the end either. Dragon Slaying Circle is interesting. We are playing against Remilia. I'm gonna take it. Weaken Vulnerable is a very powerful combination, even if the card itself is a bit expensive. I think it's worth it. Okay, so the first annoying thing, we're taking some damage guaranteed here because we did not draw a good enough defense. We're taking 1, but it's just not a lot, but it is still just frustrating that we have to take it in the first place. None of these cards are really that impressive, to be honest. I guess the Divine Favor one is probably fine. Yeah, we'll take that. So gain that, we will use the other mana here, and have a swipe at the crow. Honestly, probably fine just to do it again. So now it can get knocked out with that. We don't take any further damage this turn. And we can weaken the Greys on this one. Yes. Sets us up quite well, I think. We've got a decent amount of barrier to start off with, so we're not taking any damage initially here. That's really good. We will go ahead and pick this up again. It's like, oh no, my barrier took damage. What am I gonna do? Totally not just like, you know, swing with this stuff again. Right? Couldn't possibly do that. So if I want to knock it out, I think I need to... Can I even? I don't think I even can. No, because I don't have enough stuff for that. Maybe we just leave the crow alone this turn then. So instead I'll poke at the Tengu. It's got a decent amount of damage coming out with it, but it's also like still on the barrier and we still have enough to survive her opening swing here. Also, it's affected by Greys, so if I just do that, then it doesn't even matter. Now the thing is, if you leave the Crow Tengu alive for long enough, it does start to matter a bit, because it will increase the amount of damage that it deals with its high speed stuff, like its Apex Speedster. Like 15 damage for the first attack now is quite expensive, so you do have to be a little mindful with it. It is not free, but when you've got Greys it kind of is. Right, so finally start using some of the these things. So what I want to be able to do is to Treasure Spear kill here. I think the unfortunate thing is I'm gonna have to do that against the Crow and not the Tengu, which is bothersome, because it means, I mean, I want the Muns. It's just annoying that I can't use this on the more valuable target, but it's okay. We'll make it work. 30 money is more than enough. 30 coins is more than enough to warrant doing that for. Okay, let's trace on, see what we can get. Illusion is like really good here. We'll do that, because it also counts for these, so we can use it for that too, which is pretty good. Exile that. And there we go. Gets us another spirit level as well, so we should be very, very comfortable defending for the rest of this this fight. It's like, yep, get that. Oh no, I took some damage on my barrier. Whatever shall I do? It's like, I guess I will just swing at you again with this, and we will do exactly 28. Well, a bit more than 28, because we had some firepower I didn't consider. All good. Right, what do we got? Nothing. Okay. Move on then. Our event here is the Touhou one. You could gain some remove impurity stuff if you wanted to try and... You need rainbow mana for this to work, or colorless in general, which we do not have, because these cards do specifically cost a colorless mana. You can't use normal stuff on them, so we don't really have anything for that. You would get the Misfortune if you increase your life. We don't have the Hina doll, so we're not going to take that. 16 health is a really good increase, mind you. If you took the health reduction part of Sukuna instead of the upgrade like I did, you could definitely make that work. It is quite valuable. Alright, let's try and do as many fights as we can on this next bit. Of course, as soon as I upgrade it. I don't really want any of them anyway, I'll be honest. I guess we could take like Marble Phantasm, but nah, I don't want those. Considering we're up against Remilia, we want to try and make sure we don't play the small stuff as much. So, you know, we'll make it work. This was the fight I was thinking about earlier when I got confused about the amulet stuff. It doesn't matter what you do in this one, you are getting charmed unless you've got 2 amulet, because this will poison you if you leave her alive. If you kill either of them, they will poison you. So your 1 amulet that you can get from this doesn't do shit. Crap against it, really. You've got to have you've got to have like disposable charm stuff on you as well, which is frustrating, but you know, it is what the game has decided. I think we remove those. So, okay, we have 9 mana. Let's plan out this turn. So we got this, if we play both of them, then I don't really have enough for the spear. If we play one, we go here. So this, I think one of these is always getting played. So we have that. Now we get 3 extra power from there. Balanced Orbs, I think, is also always getting played, because we want as much strength on our attacks as we can get here. I'm just like, how much have we got? We got 9, 12, 20, 9, 12, 16. No, it'd be 19 at that point, and then this would be 31. That's enough to knock out one of these two. It's reasonable. Normally you want to take out the Fox Yokai first here, though. Alternatively, we can do just one of these, but then and throw this in as well. But I don't think that really helps. I'm going to save the Treasure Spear for later on in the fight, is what I'm working out here. So then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have I got enough colors for that? I should do. So do that. Buff that. And then, yeah, we go here. This one takes the... We'll do the white mana one first. And then this will exact lethal on the Fox Yokai turn 1. That is really good. Because now we don't have to worry about losing card numbers. We can play as many cards as we want in the turns. That's really nice. Okay, slightly irritating turn order bit here. The ungrazable attack is going to come up first, so we lose an extra graze and still have to block it, which is annoying, but, you know, sucks to suck, I suppose. Let's remove those, get our draw. Crossing the border, you say? That's pretty useful, because we can get this back. Being able to reuse Balanced Orbs is very strong, as you can clearly see. Yeah, so I think we just swing at this one. We'll save the other orb for the following turn. Yeah, this seems right. So we are going to take poison damage here regardless. They are just kind of attacking us every turn as well. That doesn't always happen. This is the card I really want to see. Faithful Meditation is bonkers, but I mean it's still going to get the pick here, but I want to see it as an actual card because it's just absurd. Really wish we had. If I knock her out, then we take 4 poison, and then we take another 3 from this one. We don't take as much damage on the barrier, but I can also just, like, survive that this turn. I don't really need... Yeah, I don't really need to do that much to her here. We just do it this way. Normally you want to do it the other way around, obviously, but the vulnerable, I think, outweighs the 3 firepower that I would have gained. So, yeah. I think this turn, yeah, now we win. So, and we win in style too, because we get the Treasure Spear, that gets us our 40 muns, and we win that. So a little bit of poison damage, not that bad. That's about on par, I think, with the way that fight goes. Sure, let's take another Ying-Yang rune, why not? We're not fighting Sanai, so we should be okay. Right. Oh, the exhibits to Dreamcatcher is actually, like, stupidly good for us here. Because we get to remove a card, we get some healing off of this, and then we would take the damage. So that's actually really solid. We'll just remove the shoot. A little bit more muns. And I think that's gonna do. I would have considered seeing what another exhibit would have been, but that's fine. Alright, Takane, please have some good stuff. Leaky Ladle is interesting. The Birth of Yin-Yang is pretty good. does need to be upgraded, but we could just do that immediately. Gives us a Yin-Yang Orb every turn if we don't keep one in hand, which is respectable. Leaky Ladle is pretty good, but we don't really have enough skill cards to make it work. Like, it is an absolutely absurd thing, but like, this one doesn't stay. We would need to draw Trace on plus Waltz plus like, yeah, our cards just don't stick around for that. So not really worth picking up, unfortunately. I normally would because that tends to be how my decks get played. This one is not one of those times. Tengu's Decree is not amazing anymore because the bosses we have left will cleanse that status, so it doesn't really work, unfortunately. Crimson Energy Release is very powerful, but it is expensive even with the upgrade. I think we just take this one and go upgrade it, so it costs 2. And that's gonna have to do for this shop. I think we're just gonna like focus on getting 2 shops for the rest of this. Charged Tambourine could also be taken. You know, not really loving it, so I think we'll just move on. Clown Piece! Alright. It's barrier time. Yeah, so there's a lot of Yin-Yang runes to start off with, that is what we like to see. Treasure Spear, don't need it immediately. Balance Door is really good, Trace On really good. Let's just pick up both of those, I think. See what we're working with. Yeah, we'll convert some more mana, why not? Get more rainbows. Phantasm? Phantasm's interesting. How much are we willing to spend on that? Probably, again, like 4... Just saying, we've got 10 mana, we go 1, 2, 3, I guess we could spend 5 on it. Because we go Rune, a Balanced Orb. I guess we could just spend all 5 on it, yeah, why not? Get one of the really strong cards out. Hakurai Barrier, not too good. Fancy Seal Silence is probably the best one. Because that'll work with Maiden's Waltz when we pick it up later on. Okay, this is likely going to be a bomb turn to weaken the fairies here, because I don't know if we can, well, ooh, I don't know, let's see. So we have, how much, we need to spend 6 mana on the orbs that we currently have. Let's see then, so we can go 1, 2, and then like spend everything, and then use the bomb. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. It gets a little bit scary having already spent a ton of health on the Dancer quest, the Dancer Light event, right? It's a little bit spooky seeing how much like we could be taking here, but I think this is fine. Do a lot of damage off of this, we gain a ton of temp stuff, so this actually does significant damage, gives a significant amount of barrier. Doesn't quite kill any of them. I guess I could have used one attack on the front fairy, but oh well. I don't think I'm really that concerned. What I'm more concerned about is all these dud cards going into the deck. And also you being ungrazable is pretty annoying, not gonna lie. Ugh, okay, so let's go Edge of Fantasy. I think we do still do this because we're gonna knock this one out, and then we graze this. 2 of her graze goes away here, and then she only hits twice. That still seems pretty good. So we go here. Go for that. This is 29 damage twice, but I've got to use the vulnerable here. Because once Clown Piece dies, the fairies die anyway, so we need to just take her out here. So move on. She does give us the lunacy status stuff as well, is troublesome, but not that devastating at the moment. What are we at? 63. Yeah, this is lethal, I think. So we go crossing in order to grab the balanced orbs back. And then the orbs, I know it's not like mandatory, strictly speaking, just trying to be like optimal in terms of what mana the orbs and stuff are using there. And from here, yep, it is just a 49 damage lethal. Yeah, only Spirit Bomb is not a good card, but it's obviously good enough to win the fight here, and that is what really matters. Sewing Machine, if we take a defense card, we will automatically upgrade it. But we're not taking the defense card, we're taking Maiden's Waltz, which is like a defense card with, as Hardleg would say, fundamental differences. Taking the Polo Gun. Polo Gun's really good, gives you 20% cheaper shops, but it also means that if you buy something in a shop, it gets replaced with something else immediately, which is very cool. Oh, and we get some Muns as well here. Yeah, we do get a bad tool card as well, which you could probably remove, but it costs a lot to remove it, so kind of whatever. But we get some extra funding for the shops to end off with here. Happy to see. Okay, well, we kind of need to defend first here. This fight's insidious in a way because you have to defend against the Apex Speedster, but then the defense card you play to do that increase the firepower of the Wolf Tengu. But you don't want to leave the Crow Tengu alive because she's just really annoying, you know? Just, it's pretty obnoxious. Graze is pretty good against them though, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to focus with that a bit here. We go that into Dragon Slaying here. We're going to need to generate some Ying-Yang Orbs next turn, because the Graze is going to get in the way otherwise. Their Graze, I mean, not mine. Alright, Trace on. Lucky Break is good because she's about to stick Vulnerable on us, but we do already have Dingy there, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go Tycho here. So we still have 2 Greys, which means we defend the first attack but not the second. I have just enough mana that that should be fine, I think, if we use this here. Am I thinking about this right, or do I need to use... I might need to use this. I was kind of hoping not to, but I might need to. Yeah, I think I do need to. I probably should have done it the other way around though. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I think I should have hit it here, because then... No, because the Greys wouldn't have mattered anyway. I don't know. I'm trying to see a way where I could have done extra damage with the double hit there, but because of the Vulnerable actually breaking her guard, it didn't quite work out. Which is... it happens, it happens. Alright, go here, take the little bit of that. Okay, just seeing how much mana we have to play with here. Probably don't need to draw again this turn. I think we just do balance. Swing with the orbs. And then probably try and do that. I'm just getting a little bit concerned about not having done any damage to the crow yet. But I think it is still better to try and take out the wolf first here. Okay, very lame hand, to say the least. Probably should have done that differently, but it's fine. And this is why I want to take the wolf out, because it's starting to get dangerous here. But I also don't want to hit into the block, I'll be completely honest with you, so we're just going to do that. I'm taking damage now, which is not a good sign. I think I have to use the bomb here. This feels kind of bad, but It's getting to the point where I don't think I'm taking the damage well enough, because a vulnerable also does affect this as well. Weaken and vulnerable do affect this damage. So, well, this Faithful Meditation, a little bit late, but you know, better late than never, I suppose. And we have to swing. Do we have to swing with the orb, or can I get away with... No, I want to save the orb because of the greys going up this next turn. So... just do... No, we're getting some blocks, so we can do that. Yeah, this fight doesn't normally take this long. Something's gone a bit wrong here. I will not lie. So we're taking a bit more damage off the speedster here as well, huh? God. Yeah, something's gone a little bit wrong here, and I'm not exactly sure what, but... Oh, we're not taking it because of the... We've got 2 Edge of Fantasy up, right, yeah. I totally knew that. I mean, what are you talking about? So the cool thing is, if you've got Faithful Meditation, this will actually now make these orbs cost 0. So... we're slowly regaining the advantage in this fight, but it has not come easy, that is for sure. So we go there, and then you swing in with that, do that one to get the last graze away, and then hit for 22. Yeah, this fight was supposed to be over quite a while ago, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. I'm a little bit nervous about the bomb here. That is the big concern that I have moving forwards. But we are going to get our extra funding off of this, so that's good at least. 534, and an extra 32 off of that. It's pretty good. Yeah, we'll take Lucky Break here. The amulet's pretty good against Remelia as well, so let's see what we do. Smart Speaker is amazing. What do I use it with? Smart Speaker is really, really strong, but I just... yeah, what are we using it with? I might actually just pay to remove this, I'll be honest, if I don't have anything that worth it. Yeah. Birth of Ying-Yang is probably the thing that makes the most sense to use it with. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll get this. Synergy effect thing is kind of funny, but we don't really have any use for that. The Peony is kind of good, because we get to heal a couple of times. Yeah, I mean, we are a little bit down bad on healing. The Sutra would be really strong, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to use my bomb again here. Yeah, let's just... Normally I don't pay to remove this, but this is a situation where I don't think it makes sense to just, like, keep it around. And the rest of this shot really doesn't look that impressive. No, it really doesn't. Edge of Fantasy, I guess, is, again, get another one is, like, kind of cool. But it's not gonna, like... I guess... Nah, we'll get it anyway. I'll upgrade it. Oh, that's why. Yep, okay. That's good enough for me. Oh, is Shiki gonna be... Is this... I don't think this is enough exhibits to give her a 3rd level of this here. Her opening sins thing is dependent on how many exhibits you have. Yeah, it's only 2 still. But, yeah, it increases the amount of damage that she can do on the opening turns. Breaking Boundaries. I mean... It's fine, it's gonna be the one I take, but... not super huge... I'm not a super huge fan of it here, but I guess it works with Lily. You know, Lily gives us extra mana every turn. That's what more can I really ask for? So we'll get that set up. And then we want to... Edge Fantasy... I mean, we definitely want to do this, right? My only problem at the moment is I don't have defense. Right, I'm down on mana. I don't really want any of those. I'm feeling like it's still going to be the Ying-Yang Orb that gets played here. I was just hoping to see other stuff first that would make it a bit more reasonable. Oh well. Yeah, we just need to be able to live the first turn from Shiki here, like reasonably. This is where not having AoE is going to hurt a lot. But I think this can still be made to work. Okay, let's go Hakure Illusion. So now when we use this, it gives us the needle. And then I think we want to go... Oh, yeah, I want to weaken. I really want to do a lot of different things with this, to be honest. I'm gonna fire the needle so we get a little bit more for that. Go Balanced Orb. And then fire again. Crossing the border. How many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we go crossing the border. That gives us the Balanced Orb back, and we can get another needle to fire off. Get ourselves a spirit increase because of the mask, and that is all we can do for this turn. Is just do I weaken? I'm taking a lot here, right? Because there's 6x4, 19. I think I need to weaken Shiki here. Because otherwise, this is gonna really, really hurt. And now it only like hurts by 1. So, oh no, I lost like score at the end of the run. What am I gonna do? Not really gonna care about it. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go ahead and get a graze going here. Also gives us a needle, which is pretty good. We will fire that needle straight away because I need to make space in the hand. Yeah, I'll shoot an orb as well. See, this is where with Hakure Illusion, it starts getting really insane how much the masks can do for you. So I don't have red mana for that anymore. That's a shame. Duplex at this point. I'm gonna duplex and just take out this guy. Seems pretty good. And let's play the 2-cost one. We do want to play the needle here as well because we want an extra point of spirit off of that. Seems good. What I'm also sort of playing for here is Lily can heal us for a little bit of life at the end, so that is where I'm looking at for getting out of this, basically. Right. One problem with the Treasure Spear is, yes, I could use it to take this guy out, but I don't get money for it because it's a summon. So that wouldn't really work. So I'm going to try and avoid doing that if I can. But what I think I am just going to be doing is, it sucks that I haven't managed to get Ying-Yang Rune up yet. Because I have so many orbs, and I just don't really have the rune ups, so I can't get what I want off of it. Also kind of sucks that both of them are doing ungrazable attacks this turn when I still have 2 graze left, right? Like, that's also a bit frustrating. Yeah, 4 mana, so I think I want to play this one. And this one. And we can play one more attack, save the other one for next turn, and block with the remainder of our mana. We've got a lot of spirits, so we are defending very well. We're just not attacking as well as I would like. Which, yeah, it could be troublesome when we just keep not drawing. And we got 2 of them left in the deck, and we just didn't draw them. That's frustrating. Oh well. Ooh. Fist of the Hakure. Oh, we could just draw them with one of these. That's actually not unreasonable. Yeah. Let's just draw it with a single mana one. We are going to use Edge of Fantasy here, because now we're starting to get to the point where she's hurting quite a lot. She's going to get an upgrade at the end of next turn as well, so it's woof. You know, getting kind of dangerous. We do have to discard a card, which will just be this one. Oh, so yeah, it was ethereal, so it does give us the thing as well. It's pretty good. So fire off that. Kind of want to just fire them both off. I'm just thinking, can I afford to? And I believe the answer is yes, because of our gains here. Yes. So do that. Gain more. Then we have plenty of orbs for next turn, and we have enough barrier to survive this turn quite well. Like, it's getting a little spooky considering how much damage is coming up here, right? This is 68 damage coming out. That is quite a bit, but then consider that we have the +6 damage off of each of our orbs here, and it starts to look a little bit less scary. Like, we get extra firepower stuff off of it now, so I believe we should be more than fine. So we do one of these into her. Treasure Spear, now that gets us the money. Because that is not a summon, so that's fine. I don't have enough mana to use this, but I can just... it's a shame I'm 1 damage short, but it doesn't matter. We can just swing in with this. Oh, also you're like finished up. I will do that later on because I like the healing that this is given as well. And yeah, we full block thanks to Edge of Fantasies coming in. Contempt of Court sentence extended by 1 year. Oh no. Lunar Rainbow Market is very funny, I will admit. If we had Faithful Meditation, I would probably take that in a heartbeat. See, now you can see she's doing 38 damage here, so we are getting relatively... It's all like single target ungrazables, so it's dangerous, but... Is there a world where it is worth taking the Great Hakurei Barrier, despite the expense of it here? Being able to just go every time I use Edge of Fantasy. Do I have Perfect Yin? I do have Perfect Ying-Yang up. I need to use the orb. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that. Is it excessive? Probably. But do I care? No. Not really. So we'll shoot. And yeah, every bit of block that we get now goes straight to barriers, so it will just keep going. Also, yeah, she flash bombs you now, which is great. Truly stellar setup stuff there. Yeah, but I think we have this. It's just gonna take a while. Is the overall thing to like the takeaway from this fight now. We win. It's just like it's gonna take a fair bit. And I mean, it's not even that much, let's be real, but just a bit longer than one would like. Don't have enough mana for that anymore, so we'll just do that anyway. Get more stuff. And, yeah. Survivability, right. This is... I don't think I've actually seen that one before. I'm half tempted because I haven't seen beyond this. I'm half tempted to just like keep this fight going a little bit longer because I haven't seen what the next like color is, if you will. I mean, I can definitely live it. Like, that's not a problem. And I suppose if I just take this guy out now, then it's not going to be a bother per se. Luckily, we are going to have access to a bomb for Remelia. That was one thing I was a little concerned at. Yeah, let's have a look-see. Saying I'm short, sentence extended by 2 years. Oh god, she did just like actually increase by 2 there. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. Saying I'm short. That looks really cool though, I won't lie. It's a really good looking effect. Yeah, and again, I'm literally just curious. I also want to see if I can get any, yeah, like maybe we can get something that would work for this. Yeah, not really. Certainly didn't give us anything too useful there, but that's fine. Just use it all on defense. Yeah, like 55 damage here is quite substantial, but alright, what's the? I don't know how long this is gonna let us go on for with it, but one last one. Want to see how far it goes. Exclusive Val. Okay, so yeah, it just goes up by one more for now. Yeah, it's a lot of damage, but whatever. We could take it for days if we really wanted to. But hey, that just shows you a little bit of how the fight can go. However, Mask is interesting. Play 3 attacks, gain 5 block. Not as good, obviously. Finally! Sheesh! Secret Orbs has taken this long to get to us, huh? Oh well. I think... Oh, it has to be Edge of Fantasy, doesn't it? Because the cost of it is a bit much to survive otherwise. Right, 54 health versus Remilia, but we do have like a very, very high defense setup for this deck. We should be fine. So we'll go 1, 2... The astrology stuff is pretty bad against her, but it's okay. We'll make it work. 3, 4... do we bomb? No, we don't. I don't think we need to bomb this turn. And we managed to pay all the mana as well, which is pretty good. So first off, it is on the amulet. So what we want to see. Now, this is already super cheap because we've paid enough attacks here, which is pretty good. So we want to go weak and vulnerable. Go 2... And the problem is I'm already kind of out of mana, right? So... It's, I guess we use one of these here, then? I kind of want this for next turn. So... That didn't really help us that much, but it's fine. We'll just block here. Normally I want to generate another orb, but we don't really have the scope for that yet, so... This turn is a setup for her, so it is totally fine to just set up ourselves. And I don't think I want this actually going into the future turns, so yeah, we'll just do that now and hit her once, since we do have the vulnerable on her this turn. So now she gets firepower, she gets graze, and the whole like cycle starts off again here. But if we keep our defenses up, we should be fine. The question is, can we keep our defenses up well enough here? I'm just thinking which way around is best to go with this one. I want to say swing like this is probably fine. Yeah, the Hakurai, the needle stuff is going to be kind of hard to manage, I think, as well here, because of her card limits. But we will make it happen. Duplex Barrier does more, so we will do that. I think I will bomb. It's going to mean one less bomb versus Sager, but I don't think that's going to be a huge deal breaker. And I would rather be safe enough in taking the damage here, because we are going to get status this turn. And if that status is vulnerable, that would be, as it is, that would have been devastating to lead off with. Okay. So, I feel like Graze is probably the way to go here. It's 1, 2 being... nothing too good, so we'll just take whatever. This one will be 3. This can be 4. And then use a needle because they're clogging up the hand. They do retain as well, so like we're not going to draw a bunch of new stuff next turn, but that's fine. We want to use mostly orbs this turn anyway. Well, we also want to use this though. And then just use the orbs. Yeah. Orb. And orb. Probably use one of these so we can get the spirit as well, yeah. Because another status is going to come out here. We graze 2 and then block the other 2, so relevant. Amulet removes the weaken, which is fine. 65 off of Spear the Gungnir. Not great, but again, we'll handle it. Because we've got enough barrier here, and we're going to gain so much off of these. We're going to start turning this around. Also gets her to her next phase too, actually, because we're down below half health. So she will heal, she'll get flawless this turn, and now any damage that she would deal, she absorbs back as HP. So do have to be a little careful with it, but Dragon Slaying Circle's a really good start here, actually. And we're gonna cross to get probably just Balanced Orb. Getting the Amulet is actually interesting as well here. Yeah, actually getting the Amulet is probably better. So we'll get that. And then we will simply get a couple of these out of our hand because we get block off them anyway. So we full block thanks to that. Get ourselves Spirit and keep the hand size down a little. That is the major concern with it here. Trace on. Could gain some barrier, I suppose, off of that, but it's not super good. Yeah, we'll just fire that off, why not? So we do that one. Go Orb. Here. And get another Orb for next turn. Which will be this one. So yeah, like defensively we're fine, it's just, we just need to be able to like attack it down fast enough here. Gets rid of the Vulnerable, that would have been dangerous actually. Vulnerable is a nasty status to have in that spot. I don't think we Trace on this turn, because it's taken too many cards to use, right? No, we still do. Yeah. Not the greatest ones, I will admit. Rainbow Market is very funny though. Is that gonna screw me for playing it? It might do. But it's so funny. I kinda wanna do it. I'm doing it. It's funny. We have enough, I think we have enough defense that we can be safe even with that, so Orb of Duality is pretty good. Oh yeah, this one counts as counts as a Ying-Yang Orb for the thing. That's funny. Okay. I actually didn't think it did that, but it shows what I know. So we can't get another orb with Birth of the Yin-Yang until we get rid of that, huh? Yeah, with all of the defense on the exile stuff here, I think we'll be fine even with Lunar Market here. It's just very silly is the thing. It's unnecessary, but oh no, never mind. I'm silly. I played it before. I just think it's funny, so that's why I wanted to do it. Yeah, so she's gonna cleanse this status off, so I shouldn't really get too attached to it here, but. Oh, Water Plate is very silly because it just gives you a copy of it immediately. It's funny as all get out here for it. We want to play the... How many cards with 2 cards? So we want to play this and play the orbs so we get... probably should have played this one actually, but whatever. Yeah, should have played that because I forgot Birth of Yin-Yang is going to give me another orb anyway. Just want to make sure that I can get through the grace and stuff here. I would love to finish this fight with Treasure Spear, but I don't see that happening right now. Although, I don't think it's impossible. I don't see it happening this turn. Although, no way that it does, doesn't it? Because we have 5. So we go here. We go here, And we have exactly enough mana to knock her out with the spear and gain 40 money for it. Haha! Excellent going into the last part with even more. So we get our culprit stuff. Oh, rainbows, 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 rainbows! Always good! Yep, we'll take that. I was really hoping to see Faithful Meditation, but we just haven't done that. Lost in Paradise is good, but I just don't think I really want to go down that route. Fantasy Seal Silence is very strong. But we only have a couple. We only really have a couple of Maiden's Waltz as our draw. It's a little high rolly. Expanding Border is also very strong. I think I'm gonna skip here because I don't need Expanding Border in this run. I'm gonna maybe regret that, but we also have more to get from here, right? So, bit late on this, bucko. But I guess it could still be okay. I don't like any of the cards that much. See what it gives. Dongo's useless. Do we have enough attacks that still need upgraded? We don't, right? We don't have any, so that's also kind of bad. There's not really much here, is there? I guess Optical Camo could maybe be useful, but I have enough defense, I shouldn't have to worry about that. I love how you can still get Receive Guidance at the very last fight, even though it doesn't do anything. Teacher's Dedication's just not that good of a card. I wish it was better, but it just really isn't. So I'm not too interested in that either. Yokai Study could be okay. Also, like, what am I upgrading? Yin-Yang Rune, I suppose? Like, Rune Illusion is probably the pick, so I guess I could upgrade Trace on. The reason to upgrade Illusion is because then it costs 4. Yeah, I think Illusion has got to go up because of the cost reduction. Money is just not really going to get spent if I don't do the thing, huh? I don't know. I guess I'll go there. And then we'll get a couple of these. We'll get an amulet as well, why not? If she starts Teapot, then I want the second amulet available, so that's where we are at. Yeah, let's just do that and finish this off. Yeah, so Sager, what's she starting with? It is Dependent. Okay, generally the easiest one. I don't have that much AoE, so I'm not sure how easy it's gonna be, but well, we'll find out. So, if I don't want to take a lot of opening damage, I think I need to use the astrologies. Yeah, find an Edge of Fantasy so that I don't take too much damage initially. Because now we can at least survive the hits by like exiling stuff. Bat Incarnation is really good turn 1. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that actually, because the Graze aspect is really good. I do want to Trace on here. Probably should have done this a little bit earlier, but ooh. Yeah, I should have maybe done it a bit earlier, but it's fine. We'll do that, and I'm gonna take some damage, but I'm gonna save the stuff here. So we're gonna gain firepower every turn with the Immortal Flame. That's the reason to take it here. Because as this fight goes on now, we are going to get more and more powerful. So yeah, seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and get ourselves set up here with the rest of our stuff. Go there, and I think we want to use Crossing on this, I think, actually, would be nice. And set ourselves up with an orb for the following turn. Do I do the bomb? Yeah, we do the bomb. Because we wanna weaken these a little bit, but we also want to trigger their block on a turn where it doesn't matter for me. Okay, slow start, but I was sort of expecting that. We are getting there, I think is the best way of putting it here. So yeah, it's not looking too bad. Okay, let's go rune. We do have to take care of this thing, unfortunately. It is the most dangerous bit. Now, my worry is that we're giving her too many turns and she's going to get herself very well established here. But I think if we can just, like, make ourselves bulky enough, it isn't going to matter that much. And that is our ultimate goal for it here. So I think our play is to knock out this guy. Oh, but I can't because of the stupid keystone, right. Yeah, that's fine. Do that. And now we have 29 twice. Yeah, we'll just do that here. Yeah, so we're giving her a lot of turns. That's disturbing, obviously, but at this point we have most of our stuff established. The pyramid is annoying? I don't think it's the end of the world here. I'm still going to obviously get rid of it, but I think we're okay with that outcome, because we don't have that many heavy draw cards. So we should be fine with that. Grab this one because it's AoE. The needle's just a little short of knocking them out. I don't have enough mana for that one, so we're just gonna swing. And yeah, more setup. Normally you would have done more than like 40 damage to her by now. That's the bit that's making me a little concerned, but I'm not giving up hope on all of that just yet. Okay, we do need our Yin-Yangs. We get that going. Swing in here. This ups the damage in order to knock out all of the nukes in one turn. Yeah, the reason I'm not as worried is because she hasn't done any of the truly dangerous stuff to us yet. So I think I should still be able to manage this. Because now we're kind of at, we've taken our, like, you know, 60 turns of setup, and we're kind of at the point now where we should be able to keep up from here. So we just need to get a little bit of barrier established. But like every turn we're getting stronger. So the one that would worry me is if she gets like the wing key or something next time. That would be concerning. More than it probably should be, but yeah, that would be trouble. None of these, I mean, okay, no, Fist of the Hakurei does do something, but it's not enough for me to want to use it this turn. I think Pagoda's Glare actually is okay. Because if we go Secret Orb, grab ourselves this one, then Pagoda Glare takes out this one, gets rid of one of our amulets, but we're fine with that. And then we have a bunch of upgraded ones now. And I'm not going to spend the mana this turn because Philosopher's Stone gets to keep it, so we'll have more mana for next turn. It's another setup for that, and it is the Wing Key, so this is where it gets hard, right? Because now all of her turns are doubled, and we don't really have that much defense yet, so this could be difficult. But I think we are still in relatively good shape. Let's do this one now, because it knocks out him, and we get more barrier off of this if I do it this way around. The real thing is she hasn't used a teapot. That's why I still think we're like okay here. I'm pretty sure I can weather, because of all of our Edge of Fantasies and stuff, I'm pretty sure I can weather 2 rounds of this Wing Key. actually relatively freely, and you can see now we're so high up in terms of the firepower bit that that is no longer our concern. Our concern is just making sure that we don't die to her doing stuff, you know? So we'll do that one, we'll hit with this to max out the damage, and then we are taking 7 times 8 twice, so we should probably use the rest of this to block, right? Save 1 for next turn, and here comes the wing key. Double attacks. What a concept. But it does hurt quite a lot. For oh, jeez. Yeah, they've got a lot of health, but you know, we're still fine. Like, again, it looks bad, doesn't it? But we're still fine. Weaken this down so she's only doing 80 instead of, you know, 116. Like, only, I know, but this is still perfectly within limits. It's not normally how this would go, but sometimes you just gotta roll with it. So we go here, and then here, and this should now one-shot both of these. She won't take any further damage this turn, but that is completely fine. And we'll block. And this is more damage than more than she can like do. I don't think I've ever seen this attack, because I don't think the fighter's ever managed to get to that point. If she uses the wing key, she either kills me or or I win that turn. So it's kind of funny. Right, now we can finish her this turn, and I don't want to like BM too far with this. What happens from here? She gets 1 more item, and then the 5th item that she would get is an auto win. I've already got the achievement for that. You do get an achievement for her having the orb out, the Dragon Ball out, and you still win. I'm not going to hold out that long because double attacks is very, very scary, and she could also pull the glove next time and like absorb most of my stuff. So I'm not going to... I think I would still win anyway with all the setup here, but I'm not going to like chance it. But yeah, this is as far as a fight has ever really gone for me on this. Spooky, but yeah, very manageable still. It just took a lot of turns of setup, and it was concerning, but I think if she went like teapot into bow, I would have had a much harder time there. But she did give me a pretty easy setup for specifically for what our deck is doing. The wing key was the bit that kind of puts a wrench in it a little, but not by enough, so we are totally fine with that. This one took a lot longer than I was expecting, because the deck's damage output was just a little bit weird most of the time of it. It was a decent deck still, like we weren't really in any massive danger of most of the time, but outside of Aya was kind of mean, but that's early game, you know, Aya is just ridiculous, so it happens. But yeah, kind of fun, not gonna lie. I hope this has been enjoyable. It certainly has been a while coming, but I will endeavour to try and get the rest of these done in a relatively good amount of time. I'm sort of in the mood for it a bit more now, so we will continue on as we do. I think the only one that's going to give me trouble is Sakuya, to be honest. I like the rest of the B-shot types a fair bit, but next time it's Marissa. Not using the potion stuff primarily this time. It is Charge Power and Master Sparks and all the fun stuff that way. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it has been a fun video to see, and next time we spark.